Everybody, what's going on? This is your host, Chris Flowers of Here's the Deal, back for the second episode in 22. Like I said, just getting everything revamped. We got made some upgrades, of course, as you can see. We did, if you're watching on the YouTube channel and everything like that, you see the post, you'll see the video edition as well as, hearing the audio on the podcast and everything. So, like I said, been trying to make this upgrade for a minute, so iMovie made that happen, so good on Mac for giving me another toy to play with. I appreciate that. So, like I said, just going over, like I said, things that happened last week. It was a busy week, especially like in sports. I know it's more of a business show kind of thing, veteran show, but hey, like we all like sports. So, like I said, just wanted to kind of go over the weekend review because it was a big week. Unfortunately, yeah, my Lady Huskies of UConn, they did lose to South Carolina in the women's national championship game, but I mean, hey, not for nothing, that South Carolina team was really solid. And, we were, Fudd, the freshman guard that we have, she's going to be phenomenal. She had a stomach bug right before the game. I mean, she made shoot around and everything. And Becker's is going to be, she's only a sophomore. So, put them two in the backcourt together next year. Nelson DeThone, I was really upset with. The senior center, did nothing. Didn't even put any pressure on Boston to even try to play defense at all, which was disgusting me. You're a senior. You got to, like I said, even if Boston blocks your shot, at least put some pressure on her, get a couple fouls on her or something. But, I mean, Nelson didn't even, attempt a shot, I don't think, all night. Edwards was doing everything she could do in the middle. She was at least, putting some effort in, but a little disappointed. But like I said, she's gone now. She's a senior. Bye-bye. So we got a crazy backcourt for UConn ladies coming next year. And like I said, now the men are going to start recruiting the blue chips again. So Big East is back, UConn's back. Villanova, hey, you know what? Without their top guard, they tried to make a game out of it. Well, unfortunately they lost to North Carolina. North Carolina losing that 60-point lead to Kansas was crazy. So again, big week there. A lot that happened. We had Major League Baseball open back up. The Yankees, of course, killed the Red Sox. Get them out of the way quick. Let's kill that noise right off the top. Yes, you're going to hear a lot about the Yankees on the show because I'm a Yankee fan. Deal with it. I do try to best, like I said, talk about. I mean, obviously, the Suns are insane right now. Like I said, best record in NBA, 64 wins. Yeah, I mean, what's not talking about? What's not to like about the Suns? I mean, the organization, the Monty Williams is just phenomenal coach. I wish the Knicks, but the Knicks have the worst owner in any sports franchise history. So until Dolan sells the team, my Knicks and my Rangers are going to be hurting because he owns both teams. So I have to live vicariously through the Suns, I guess, because they are a great team, a great organization, great players. Personally, like I said, everybody's talking about Booker and CP3, all great. Ayton, is doing well. I'm more of a Bridges guy. Maybe it's because he's Villanova. I don't know. Big East. Bridges, to me, and McGee are crazy, right? I mean, they're grinding. Those guys. JaVale McGee is a grinder. That dude has been in the league for 14 years and still just killing the boards. Brings big energy. Team guy. Bridges, that kid's sick. That kid is something else on both ends of the floor. Everybody knows him for defense. Got defense player of the year, but his offense ain't even touched yet. Okay, so you ain't seen nothing from that kid. Yeah, I'm telling you, that kid's gonna be sick. Book is Book. Book's sick. I mean, he's one of a kind. He's special. He's got that Kobe in him. He's got that Mamba in him. He's got that Kobe. That kid, you've seen a look on his face. He plays angry. Nah, you ain't. That kid's putting up 40, 50 easy. If you piss him off, you give him some of that bullet material, you see what happens. He scores 50 a night like it ain't nothing. You ain't stopping that kid. CP3, point guard, doing his thing, just dropping dimes on everybody. Life is good. If that kid Ayton, seriously though, the kid can shoot, kid can pass, kid hits his free throws. Okay, nobody gives him any credit for being a 7-footer that can hit free throws. How rare is that in the league nowadays? He's got guards that can't hit free throws for Christ's sake, let alone a 7-footer. If that kid ever decided he wanted to start rebounding for real, be serious about rebounding, he's a 20-20 guy every night, hands down, easy 20-20 guy. But he's got to decide in his heart, okay, that he's gonna crash the boards. You can't just let Crowder do it. You can't just let Bridges. You can't let JaVale McGee. I mean, as well as he's playing. I mean, the guy's been in the league 14 years. I mean, seriously, come on, kid. Step up, man up, hit the board. I mean, dude, you can hit that J all day. You can hit that little baby hook. You got that down now. Okay, you put that in your repertoire. You got it. Okay, now make a conscious decision to crash the boards. Okay, and sky's the limit. The kid could be the next Tim Duncan. My opinion, I think this kid could be Tim Duncan. I don't see why he couldn't. He's got all the tools. If anything, he could take anybody off the dribble better than Tim Duncan ever could in his career, because the kid's that athletic. And the kid runs the floor. 7-footer that runs the floor. Come on now. Come on, kid. Get it together. You want that max contract? Crash the boards. It's that simple. Do something in playoffs, crash the board. When the Suns do lose, because they get murdered on the boards. So crash the boards. Max contract's coming. That's easy. And then, what can you say? The GOAT, Tiger Woods, back in the Masters. Okay. Right. Didn't have the putter wasn't working for him. All right, we understand. But the dude damn near died. He was going to lose that leg, let alone be able to walk 72 holes. Really? In a year? The fact he even showed up and swung a golf club was a win. Okay, was it his worst probably turn he ever had in his whole life? Bar none. 13 over? Okay, I get it. But, dude, you can't beat that. I'm sorry. And he's the GOAT. I don't care if you like him, don't like him. It is what it is. He's the best, period. He changed the game, period. While other guys are sitting at the 19th tee smoking and drinking, okay, hey, let's go tee off, whatever. Tiger came out, changed the game. Okay, changed the game. So the fact that, he came back after that. First, he had back surgery, and he won the Masters in 19 after back surgery. Then this, forget about it. Go, like I said, the fact he even got out there. If anybody questions him, you're insane, because that was amazing, truly amazing. So I said, huge week in sports. I can go on and on about that, but again, this isn't a sports show. Could be. we can easily make it one. And some days it might just be. You know what I mean? You never know what can happen on this show. Like I said, primarily, yeah, it's about, it's more about, business and things like that, and it's about veterans, of course. That's always. But, like I said, we're opening up more to civilians and things like that, too. So it's not so veteran, like 100% veteran, but it's going to be 99.5% veterans. Let's be real about it. So, look behind me. So, that's all happening. So, got some great interviews lined up already. We're going to talk about a lot of different subjects coming up. Like I said, one subject that I'm excited to talk about, which you didn't talk about last year at all, is business insurance. Okay, got my boy Will, Marine type, gonna come on and talk about business insurance. That's, like I said, mission essential in a business. Okay, if you're not protected, you're liable, and of course we can't have that. Being business owners, things like that. So he's going to cover all the bases for you. How to cover yourself. Make sure you're squared away and good to go on that kind of thing. And then I said we got some other great interviews coming up. And all different subjects. Like I said, we're going to talk about coping mechanisms for PTS. We're going to talk about all different kinds of things. We're having different subject matter experts coming on. So stay tuned for different things that we got going on. Like I said, now that we're back, people are lining up for the interviews. So like I said, we're going to get all that squared away and good to go. So again, this one's going to be a little brief as far as what we're coming up with. Again, I am going to go over the very first episode that I did, the first couple episodes that I did prior to getting microphones and things like that. They sounded bad, but the content was great. I'm going to recover those because, again, I've had this conversation, and I just posted on LinkedIn again the other day. I can't tell you how many times I've had this conversation. Okay, we'll just cover it. We'll just get into it a little bit right now. All right, you're a business owner. Okay, you're wearing a lot of hats. We know that. Okay, you're wearing all the hats in the company, things like that. But you really need to think about before you even get the business going, or if you already got your business going. Let's take a step back and have, I call it the board of directors. Okay, it's got to be your banker, again, a business banker, not some kid sitting in a branch doesn't know an LLC from his elbow. Okay, not that guy. Okay, you need a business banker, and we are out there, and we're still out there. Then you're going to need your CPA, and you're going to need your attorney. Okay, now the three of us, the banker, the CPA, and the attorney, we all got to be on the same page, but it's your page. It's your business, okay? So it's got to be your vision, your dream, okay? And we got to do what you need done because we work for you. You don't work for your CPA, okay? When your CPA says, "Oh, I got, we can do that." I mean, yeah, granted, they know the ins and outs. They they keep the IRS off your ass and all that stuff. That's great, but if they have you write off everything, including your shoelaces, and then you come to me for a loan, it's not going to happen. Okay, so yeah, you can write off everything, you do all this other stuff, but at the same time, if you ever want to borrow a nickel, you're not gonna be able to do it. Okay, it's an old saying, if you want to dance, you got to pay the band. If you want to owe, you got to pay the man. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, the IRS ain't going nowhere. I'd abolish the IRS tomorrow if I could. Okay, but I can't, because trust me, they'd be gone. Now that being said, if you want to borrow any money whatsoever for your business, you're going to have to show that you could pay it back on a tax return. I don't care what your P&Ls look like. I've had guys come up to my office, like I said, driving a Maserati. That's all great. But like I said, it's leased, and you don't own anything, and you're not showing any earnings. Okay, so how do you expect me to loan you money? Okay, so it's literally that simple. It's got to be on a black and white tax return and show that you can pay back the loan. Okay. Now, do you want to pay too much to the man? And no, I don't want you to either. But at the same time, we got a debt service. We got to have that debt service coverage. Magic number 125. Depending on the industry, you have a 125, which means that you make $1.25 for every dollar you want to borrow. Usually pretty good. We're in the ballpark getting you there. So, but that's the CPA and your banker got to work together on that, because your CPA is going to tell you, "Oh, but we can write this off. Okay, that's great, but then I can't borrow money. So what good is it?" You can't bootstrap everything. You're not going to bootstrap a $3 million building. If you are, God bless you. Okay, but most businesses can't. So if you want to buy a $3 million building, can you do it through the cash flow in the company? Yes, you can. Okay, so let's get on the same page here. I said, unless your CPA is going to cut you the check, which I doubt he's going to do, or she's going to do. So, you know what I mean? The banker, the CPA, and of course the attorney is just trying to keep everybody out of jail. So make sure that you're covered all the way around. But those three got to work in. It's your vision. It's your dream. Okay, it's your baby. You're going to say, hey, right now I'm here. In 2 years I want to be here. In 5 years I want to be here. And when I retire, and yes, you should be thinking about retirement, even if you just started a company or you're just thinking about starting a company, you should be thinking about the exit strategy now. When I retire, I want to retire with X amount of capital. Okay? Because here's the deal. Here's the pun intended. Here's the deal. If you write off everything right now, write off your shoelaces, write off everything, write it all off, great. Guess what? You just spent your retirement money, okay? Because you're thinking, oh, I'm going to sell the company for X amount of dollars. No, you're not, because it ain't worth that. Because we're going to get an outside appraisal done, and it's going to say your company's not worth jack because you wrote everything off. You have no retained earnings. You have no assets, okay? You already got paid. And if you went out and bought your brand new truck and did all great, I hope you enjoy it, because that's your retirement. Good luck. So, but if you're expecting to sell this company for X amount of dollars and you want to go, sail off into the sunset, you're going to have to show some retained earnings. Now, i.e., you're going to have to write a check to the IRS. Sorry, that ain't going away. That's just, it is what it is. So, get to that reality right now, okay? Especially, like I said, because every customer I talk to, especially when they're first starting out, or, like I said, they're leasing a building, okay, this is going to be the last lease you sign, because the next one, we're buying the building, or buying a building, okay? You got to own the real estate. It's a retirement strategy, guys, okay? Because think about this. Do you want to keep turning wrenches or doing whatever it is that you're doing until you're 75 years old? No, I don't. But So you own the building. You pay yourself the lease. When you hit the retirement age, you say, you know what? I'm punching out, pulling a ripcord. I'm done. Right? I'm over. You sell the operating company for X amount of dollars. Like I said, you show the retained earnings. It's worth X. Okay, great. That's the number you're going to get. Your outside appraiser will be like, yep, it's worth that much. Okay, great. So you sell it for X dollars. Then guess what happens? You're the landlord. The person that just bought your operating company now pays you a lease every month, i.e., more retirement money for you. So you're going to get your golden parachute, right? You're going to get that. You're going to get the big lump sum. Then every month, mailbox money keeps coming in. Okay, so the more, like I said, first time going out, getting a lease, great. But let's start planning on buying a building next. Okay, when that lease is done, 5-10 years from now, let's be ready to buy that building or buy a building. Okay, that's like mission essential. But then again, like I said, not everybody's thinking that way. Not everybody's planning that way. Not everybody's telling their customers to do that way. I tell all my customers to do that. That's what I'm telling my customers. I don't care if I just met you. I don't care if you're starting out a little hot dog cart. Cool. All right. We're starting out a hot dog cart today. You know what? Then we're going to buy a mobile truck. Then we're going to buy a couple of them. And then maybe we'll go brick and mortar on that. Right after that, if you get a couple, 3 trucks running, go brick and mortar, start selling, just keep on rolling from there. See what I'm saying? So we can start to think. Now you got to think about the end in the beginning. Okay, because like I said, I play chess, so I'm thinking 3 moves ahead all the time. Okay, you got to start thinking about retirement now. This is you getting the company started. That's just phase 1. Okay, then we got to start thinking about, all right, how do we retain earnings? How do we grow assets? You buy the building. Okay. Got to be mission essentials. That's just got to be where you're going. All right. Now, of course, if you're say you're running a podcast and you don't need to necessarily run a building, okay, that's cool. Less overhead. All right, cool. But then, I said it's just a different strategy for that type of business. More of a service-based business, or more of a, like I said, virtual business, things like that. That's cool. All right. But like I said, if you're any other type of company, like I said, buying a building is essential. And to do that, you got to show on black and white tax returns you get debt service of debt. Okay. Now, other side of that, where a lot of people do this too. Okay. Like I said, they bootstrap everything. And at first, yeah, you got to put in, usually I say I can do an SBA loan for, a money that a business that has produced 0 revenue. Okay. That's this thing, by the way. Shout out to the Refinery Church where I go. There you go. Little plug there. So, like I said, you got to be thinking those 3 moves ahead, and I said buying the building, but you got to show that you have the retained earnings. And when it comes to bootstrapping the whole thing, okay, I pay cash for everything. Okay, again, great, nothing wrong with that. Debt free, beautiful. But, and I love Dave Ramsey to death. I follow a lot of his stuff, but when it comes to a business, sometimes you got to incur a little debt. Okay, if you want it to actually grow in a certain amount of time manner. But again, Dave Ramsey's worth $55 million. What the hell do I know? So, I mean, hey, not for nothing. He's got the balance sheet, so he knows more than I do. But it's, in regular business world here, like I said, if you're gonna put as little money down as you can. Now, there's no free lunch here. You got to have some skin in the game. Okay, you got to be showing. If you put in 10-15%, like I said, we can loan you the rest as far as that goes. So that way, if you put in every dollar you own, okay, what happens when the transmission goes out in your truck? What happens when your kid gets sick? What happens when your kid breaks an arm or something? You see what I'm saying? What if the AC goes out in your house? All right, you got no cash reserves. You're strapped. That doesn't show me you're committed. By you bootstrapping everything, all your money, you're all in. That doesn't show me you're all in. It shows me that we didn't have a conversation. Because if I would have talked to you 10 minutes before you went and did that, I'd be like, whoa. Slow down. Okay? You don't have to put that much money into the business. keep some powder dry, okay? Keep some cash in the bank. Keep some reserve money, okay? And like I said, you can, have write-offs after that with the loans and interest and everything like that as well. So again, that's another CPA thing where we got to work together. So that being said as well, a lot of people that I've seen, they go Cortez on me. All right, they quit their job. They're going all in. They quit their job, cash in their 401k. They max out their credit cards, or home equity line credits maxed out. They have bought all the shiniest, newest stuff. Everything looks wonderful. Now they're dead ass broke. They got no outside income coming in, and then now they want to come to me for a loan. Okay, but we got nothing left. There's no assets. There's no reserves. There's nothing there for me, or any banker for that matter. You know what I mean? So that puts us in a tough spot. Okay, to help you, where some pre-planning before that, we could have told you, whoa, slow down, partner, take it easy. All right, we could do this a better way, and you can keep all that. And if you are thinking about starting out, you hate working your job, you hate working for the man, you hate working the job, I get it, but pump the brakes. Okay, don't go quitting the job. Don't go, again, it's not showing me that you're committed. It shows me that you should be committed. Okay, two different stories. So you can't just go quit your job. I mean, if your spouse is working, your significant other, and I'm talking spouse here. I'm not talking about your girlfriend or your boyfriend. I'm talking about somebody that's committed to the relationship, like, said I do, okay? Not, my girlfriend makes a bunch of money. Your girlfriend could leave your ass tomorrow, okay? And then you're stuck like Chuck. So that don't count. I'm talking like marriage material here. I'm talking husband, wife, spouse. Okay, now we're not talking boyfriend, girlfriend here. If they're making a bunch of money, and you're say, hey, you know what, my spouse's income can cover the household bills. I don't need to draw salary from the company day one. Okay, I can put some money back into the company. I don't not necessarily need to draw the salary until it really starts cash flowing really well. Beautiful or good. Okay, so if you have that income, if you don't have that secondary income, let's say like your spouse maybe isn't working, or you don't have a spouse or anything like that, keep your freaking job. Okay, keep your freaking job, because a company ain't gonna cash flow right away. It's not, it's gonna take a little bit of time to build up the customer base and things like that. And even if you're taking over an established business, once the business changes owners, the customer base might say, you know what, I like Joey better than you. I don't know you. I know Joey. Joey Bag of Donuts is good to me. Forget about it, right? And they take off. Okay, they're wanting your revenue. Now, I'm not saying they're all going to go, but some people can. That's going to take a dip in your revenue. You got to replace that revenue. You know what I mean? So these are some of the things you got to consideration. Like I said, we can sit down and have a conversation about this. I'll buy you a cup of coffee. I'll buy you lunch. Let's have this conversation. But if there's anybody out there that's considering starting a business, or you did just start your business, let's have that conversation. Okay, because we got to we got to make sure you don't go Cortez here and don't burn the ships on me, because you're not giving me a lot to work with after that. Unless, like I said, if you're sitting on a pile of cash, like you can handle your household expenses for a year solid, and you can handle things like that. You got enough liquid savings after your cash injection, after you put in your 10, 15, maybe 20%, depending on your industry. You put that cash injection in, you still got a year of cash in reserves. Okay, now we're okay. That'll make an underwriter feel a little better. So, as far as that goes, but unless you have that, keep your freaking job. Okay, do not quit on me yet. You gotta give me some time here. So, when we're talking about that, and again, we're gonna have subject matter experts talking on this. We're gonna have CPAs coming on. I'll even have other bankers come on, so we get I mean, not that I haven't been doing this for 25 years, but I'll have other bankers come on. They'll tell you everything I'm telling you. If you want to hear from somebody else, I'll get other people to tell you. That's fine with me. We're going to have attorneys on, again, lined up the interviews now, so stay tuned for that. We're going to get more, like I said, into this subject, because there's a lot of nuances. There's a lot of things we could talk about. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact the show, and it's going to be email at info@timemoneymanagement.com. management.com. Okay, send me email, ask me questions, ask me, or comments. Take them all. Call me whatever you want to call me, whatever. I don't care. Um, like I said, but if you have hey, I want to cover this particular subject, or hey, can you bring on somebody to talk about X? Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, a lot of people that I interviewed prior to, like I said, probably I'm back on. Like I said, I got people doing commercial real estate, we got people doing residential, um, digital marketing, all that. So, like I said, we're gonna have those guests back on, those subject matter experts, and a whole lot more. And then, like I said, we're just expanding the show and doing different things. So, like I said, I just touched on a little bit, like I said, starting a business, but like I said, there's a lot to get into as far as that goes. But like I said, just remember having a board of directors is key. Okay, your banker, a business banker, a real business banker, not some kid sitting in a branch somewhere. Okay, a real business banker, your CPA, and your attorney, and we all work for you. You don't work for us. We can make recommendations. At the end of the day, it's your baby, it's your business, and quite frankly, it's your money. So, whatever you want to do with it, you want to fish fry it, you want to burn it, you want to do it, okay, cool. I'm going to recommend you don't, but if you decide you want to do that, hey, God bless you. But we have to work for you. We're going to tell you the best thing that we can tell you. Okay, as far as this goes, if you want to do this, okay, we got to, books got to look like this. CPA is going to say, okay, that's going to cost you X, but we'll do this and this to offset some of the taxes, things like that. So, and then the attorney is like, okay, that's all legal, it's all good, we're good. So, like I said, we're all working for you. So, this is just a tip of the iceberg on things to come and things like that. So, as I always say, stay tuned, stay focused, but stay motivated.